say I can't succeed while being the 7th generation in the insurance industry.
Say I can't be a single parent, still put the hard work in that's needed to get to the top? Watch me.
Say I can't go from a 5-figure earner to a 7-figure earner in less than 5 years. Say I can't.
Say I can't rise to the top only to get knocked back down, but rise up again. Say I can't change people's lives, one life at a time, one day at a time. Say I can't make a 6-figure income. Say I can't do it.
All right, NASBnation, who is jacked up right now? Come on, let me hear you. Who's excited? All right, good. So what I need you guys to do is I'm going to seriously put my nerd cap on, and I'm going to be nerding it out with a lot of stats today, and I just want you to lean in and take some really good notes. Can y'all do that? Say yes. Excellent. All right, great. So what I want to show you guys is how you can physically have a phenomenal fighting chance for your 2023. Does everybody want their fighting chance? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you are serious about your 2023. Yes? That's every single person here. You ready? So how in the world can we have a fighting chance for your 2023? And I'm going to be brutally honest because that's the only way I know how to do these things. And I want to show you guys my deposits. Okay? And you're like, well, dang, Ashley, that's pretty intense. But I want to show you this. And it's not that I want you guys to look at the last 3 years, 2020, 2021. I really want you to have your focus pretty much right smack in the middle when I had the greatest amount of growth percent over the year prior. So when you physically look at 2015, let me kind of position you guys as where I was. In 2015, I had Chloe, and so she was 10 months old. Christian was only 3 years old at that time. We were so stinking dirt poor. Everybody knows the story, had to sell my engagement ring, and then also had to sell my kids' clothes for grocery money. A lot of you folks, when I ask you, hey, look, what's your dream? What's your big why? And guess what you tell me? Man, I just want to be financially free. I want to have, I want to have choices. But if you asked me, it's still the same thing. Ashley, what is it that you were really after? You ready for this? I just wanted to be able to go to the grocery store with a cart. That's all I wanted, right? Yeah, absolutely clap for that. That's awesome. Any moms out there where you're like, man, I want some organic chicken. I want some organic steak. I was the person shopping for a ground chuck that was on special. That was me. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and tuna fish. That was our 2015. I made $50,000 that year. And then, of course, you fast forward a little bit. 2018, that's the year I want you guys to focus on, is that 2018. So when you look at this, that whole year of 2018, that was a year of invisible progress. Can you guys right now, can you see air, yes or no? Oh, come on. Y'all don't see it. Does that mean that it's not there, right? And some of you right now, you're experiencing invisible progress right in front of you. I didn't have any promotions. I was trying to run for RVP2. Missed it 4 times that year. rallied my team up. I remember Greg Bain saying, Ashley, you're going to hit RVP too. Man, the Dreammakers team, they all rallied with me. I said, man, we're going to hit November, December. I was like, and we're going to take you to what? To junior partner, Greg. And we did that. The Dreammakers team, we actually did that. We helped him go to junior partner. And then he sends me my net numbers. And guess what? We missed it again. And I remember AJ Ridout, he called me because it was like just this huge rally. Because I remember Jordan Smith, he was like, Ashley, you're going to hit it. And I know you're going to hit RVP too. And then when I missed it, AJ Ridout called me. He said, did you hit it? I mean, we're talking like profusely crying in that moment because we fought so hard. And I can say this. I told AJ Ridout, I said, you know what? It's okay. The reason why I didn't hit RVP2, AJ, is because there's a lesson God was trying to teach me that I had not learned yet. He said, okay. I said, so I asked God in that very moment, and I remember praying, and I asked God to give me the challenges, give me the tests, give me the trials, give me whatever you need to put on my shoulders so that I can have the chance, the fighting chance to overcome them. Have you ever done that? I'm going to tell you the lesson that I learned that I overcame. You see, I didn't even have a chance of hitting partner because there was no female that had ever hit it. So I didn't even know what my odds were. But isn't that the funniest thing is that in order for a chance to be created, somebody had to go out and create the chance so there could be what? Odds. That's how they're all started and created in the first place. If you don't fight for your chance, you leave everything up to chance. I'll go ahead and repeat that. If you don't fight for your chance, you leave everything up to chance. You reject your fighting chance when you refuse to take on the challenge. What does that mean, Ashley? The challenge coexists with the chance. You can't have chances without the challenges. They coexist together. It's kind of like where Jordan says this all the time. He said, Ashley, no risk, no chance. No risk, no chance. No risk, no chance. Biggest regret on a senior's deathbed with the study, they said this. What's the biggest regret? They say, I wished I would have risked more in my life. I wish I would have taken those chances that God put in front of me. But Ashley, you don't understand. You don't understand how hard it gets. You don't understand the things that I have on my plate. You don't understand how hard it gets, Ash. Really? In 2015, when my husband lost his job, 9 months into it, we had nothing in savings. When I was making about $4,000 or $5,000 a month with NASB. You're telling me I don't know what it's like to go through hard? Check this out. Write this down. Your fears only respect you when you face them. Your fears only respect you when you face them. So why not, NASB Nation, why not let our fears become our next challenge? Why can't we do that? Why can't we stare our fears down and say, you're about to be my next challenge so you can overcome them? And here's the thing that when I see people that get knocked down, that don't get up, I do believe it is because of one of these big things. Because you're looking at others' odds because they are not your odds. Others' odds, that's their point of view. They're not your odds. Let me explain this. You ready for this? So when somebody says, oh, those bronze leads, they don't work. They don't work. Try telling that to Alex Morris on Andrew Everhart's team that's about to hit RVP, and all he uses is bronze leads. Or what about the person that says, oh, you're hiring in North Carolina? You're crazy. That whole entire state is saturated. Really? That's crazy. Because 8 out of the 11 directs came from North Carolina on my team. Nope, there's no seniors today, Ashley. You might as well not even work because no seniors are home. What? Hey, listen, no. There's no need to work past 5 o'clock because let me tell you something. All the carriers close after 5, so we can't do in and ups anyway. We can't do any carrier calls. There's no need to work past 5. other person's odds, aka other person's point of views. Those are not your odds. Don't let someone else's crappy choices control your chances. And that's what I see so many of you being held back because you chose to believe their odds. When you know the odds, you know how to beat them. Let me repeat that. When you know the odds, you know how to beat them. What does that mean, Ashley? Okay, did you know that 2021 was the deadliest year for the United States? No joke. COVID was rampant. It was the deadliest year in history for 2021. 3,458,679 deaths. That's 9,475 deaths per day in 2021. What's the number one cause of death, Ashley? Everybody knows it. What is it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. If the number one way to die in the United States was heart disease, why in the hell are y'all not working out? Think about it. When you know the odds, what in the world? If you know that heart disease is the biggest thing that's going to kill you, what? If you know that, why are you not eating healthier? Why are you not working out? Does this make sense? When you know the odds, you know how to beat the odds. For example, let's look at NASB. 1 out of 3 closes. 1 out of 3 presentations closes. Why are you not doing 3 presentations a day? I mean, if you think about this, when you know the odds, then you know how to beat them. But Ashley, I don't like the odds. Here's the thing, guys. I never told you to like the odds. And whoever's sitting in this audience right now that says, I'm not really passionate about, going into a senior's home, doing the door approach, doing the call ahead, working past 5 o'clock. I don't like that. Great. Then what you're really saying is you're really not wanting the result. That's really what you're saying. You really weren't serious about financial freedom and choices. You weren't really serious about that. $1 spent on our leads yields a $10.61 return on investment. When you know the odds, you know how to beat the odds. So you're saying, Ashley, that if I invest in my business, I'm going to get a $10.61 return back for every single dollar spent on an NASB lead. Yes. And here's an even crazier statistic. I remember calling Lance at like 11 o'clock at night. It was like a week and a half ago, because I'm like a super duper nerd when it comes to numbers. Why? Hated math. Failed it twice at East Carolina University. But when Jordan Smith keeps telling me over and over and over and over, Ashley, it's a numbers game. Ashley, you need to understand the numbers. Ashley, you need to understand submitted ratios. You need to understand net AP ratios. I'm like, what? Check this out. Some of you, this might go over your head. That's okay. There were 498 agents in 2022 that did over 50,000 AP, which, by the way, that was our issued AP average in 2022. Follow me. 198 of the 498 did over 100,000 issued AP. AKA, you have a 1 out of 2 odds. 1 out of 2. If I had 10 people up here, every other person would be making over $75,000 or more with NASB. How's that for a recruiting tip when it comes to your friends and your family? Holy sugar nuts. Wake up, you guys. How could you not be excited about that? I remember me and Lance were like super nerding it out at like midnight with his wife, and she was doing all these formulas and stuff on the phone, and I'm like, holy crap. But now that we know this, how do we really increase our chances? We understand the fighting chance. We don't want to reject it, but how do we increase our chances? You ready for this? You've got to increase your input to increase your output. Your input is what you put in. What are you focused on? Check this out. Who's had a recent promotion in here? Who's had a recent promotion? Recent promotion. Babs, come on up here real quick. Ready? Tell me this. When you actually were thinking about your promotion, right? Were you actually thinking about, man, that moment that you actually physically got that promotion, or what were you really thinking about?
Everything I put into it to get there.
So wait, it's like all the chances you had to overcome, the story, the transformation?
Absolutely.
Guys, give Babs a round of applause. When you hit a promotion, you're not literally thinking about, man, you're so focused on the output, you forget about the input and everything that goes into it. But when you get the output, but when you get the output, that's what you think about is what? The input. It's like the person that keeps praying for God to send them the right senior. God, just give me that break. That's all I need. God, I need that special right agent that's going to be the leader of my team, and they're going to help me go to RVP. God, if you just send me that person. Check this out. You ready for this? That's like God saying back to you, I gave you the trees to build the house. You keep asking for the house. Look outside. God, literally, when you look at it, there's 56 million seniors over the age of 65 in the United States. God is saying, step outside. There's 56 million chances. But I don't have a chance. For some of you, the reason why you haven't hit your target goal yet, and this might hurt a little bit by me telling you this, because you don't have the capacity to receive the fighting chances. Do you have the capacity to receive the fighting chances? So if you look at this, capacity equals chances. You need to increase your capacity to increase your chances. We all know what capacity is. Jordan just talked all about it. It's what you can handle. What can you tolerate? What conflicts do you respond to? We respect the partners. Why? Because of the simple reason of how they respond. How do I take the fighting chance? Check this out. Super duper simple. So many studies have been done on this alone. The moment you have a chance, you need to act on that chance. You need to act on that idea. I want to go hit sales manager 2. What are you doing right now to make that happen? Studies have shown that if you have an idea, then you do not wait to actually make that happen. The moment you have that idea, what do they say to do? You need to immediately have a surge of action. So what was I doing in 2018? Holy crackers, I was going from city after city after city. I was doing interview after interview after interview, doing a ride-along after training, after launching a new agent, every single day. The bigger the sacrifice, what? The bigger the reward. And this is very simple, very quick, and then I'll be done. This is how the partners got to where they are. This is how you got to where you are sitting right now. That doesn't make us better than you. Not at all. Not whatsoever. We just think differently. Your thoughts lead to your words, which leads to your actions, which leads to your character, which leads to your habits. Right? But let me show you something on how you can become an RVP, a sales manager, a partner, if you'll just what? Reverse engineer it. Think on the habits of what you do every single day. If you focus on changing your habits, then it's going to change your character, which is going to change your actions, which is going to change your words, which is going to what? Ultimately change the way you think. Control what you're able to control. So what was really the lesson in closing? What was the lesson that God taught me in 2018? You know, ready for this? Easy won't stretch you. Easy won't stretch you. You won't remember the easy, Ashley. You'll only remember the hard. Can you patiently endure in God's waiting room until you become the agent, the leader, that just, it's not about hitting the promotion, but He wants you to be able to sustain that promotion. And I want you to see this. This is BJ. My husband and I, we started a foundation towards the end of 2021. Thank you, NASB. Private foundation, we only use our money. And the neat thing with Mr. BJ here is that he was our first recipient to the Ripple Effect Foundation. He was fighting cancer at that time, beat it, 4 years old. But what you may not know is that an NASB agent had given him, or his mother, Natalie, a $50,000 Mutual of Omaha policy. They were going through some hard times, and guess what happened? They let that lapse. And because an NASB agent called me and put it on me to see if we can get a fighting chance for this little guy to get them back on the books, we call Mutual of Omaha, and guess what they say? We'll put it back on the books. We had an anonymous donor pay for the next year of his premiums. He got cancer back, passed away a few months ago. But because we gave him a fighting chance, because we took that chance, we were able to give him a chance. We allowed to have his whole family have the best Christmas. And then his mom got $50,000 immediately. You don't think that that's going to create chances for her where she could just breathe as a mother? That's what you do when you're an agent with NASB. You create chances for our seniors to what? To have a shot of something so they can leave a legacy behind.